Texans-Saints, another game this Sunday that really stands out because they are two contenders, no doubt about it as well. The Texans, I think, along with the Patriots and the Steelers in the AFC are going to be there or thereabouts. They've been flexing, haven't they? Been spending big, bringing players in. And the Saints, well, let's start with them and the heartbreak last season. I mean, they should have been in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It should have been in the Super Bowl. There's no other way of looking at it. And they took that hard, understandably. Peyton afterwards was totally, I could totally understand the level of vitriol that he had for what had just happened. And whatever you say about, well, it's all in the past, we're moving forwards, it's going to be niggling, it's going to be in his mind. On a more strategic level, Mark Ingram's gone in the ground game, so that has affected the Kamara and Ingram tag team they had there. Drew Brees in the same camp as Roethlisberger and Brady, not getting any younger, but still. Well, I mean, really, some people are saying this could be the year that Brees falls off.
Yeah, I feel like with Drew Brees, he always puts up the numbers. But then obviously using Hill as a kind of quarterback that comes in for, you almost say like trick plays.
Any position.
He's incredible.
Put Taysom Hill in as a defensive end.
Yeah. Why not? Are you up for this, Taysom? Yeah, I'll take the hit.
I'll do it.
Goes in. I think Drew Brees, with anyone, the deterioration slowly chipping away, or then it can suddenly just go very quickly. We saw with Peyton Manning and the throwing, but they managed to find a way to make it work.
Yes.
Drew Brees will continue to make that offense tick. And like you say, with Alvin Kamara and Ingram, I think Alvin Kamara steps up and says, no, you can put this all on me. I've got this. Jared Cook's there to help Drew Brees. He doesn't necessarily need to air the ball out as much as he did. Michael Thomas will still get receptions, an incredible wide receiver. It's just if there's one piece that goes missing, you feel like, how are the Saints going to recover? And I feel like they're emotionally broken after last year. Yeah. And that takes, we've all been dumped. And I feel like the officials dumped them in that moment, and they've corrected that for this year.
Yes.
But
the damage is still done.
The damage is still done.
Yeah, it is a fair point in whether they'll shake that off easily enough. They go 5-0. I think they'll confidently forget about it.
But they lost so easily to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers opening game of the season last year.
Fitz blazing it up.
Fitz magic turning up, and I feel like the Saints have got that in their locker where you'd feel like they've strengthened, they've got better this year, but at the same time, don't worry about them. If they lose this one early start, they'll correct it.
And the Texans, particularly concentrating on sorting their lineup, which is a massive
going on with
last year. But you're not buying the Texans buzz.
Not buying it. Not buying it just for the fact that so much change. I think the NFL, especially when we talked about fantasy earlier, if there's lots of changes with the offense, defense, we're going for a new strategy, we're not in a rebuild year. Suddenly, those are all the messages to me that say panic. Deshaun Watson's great. They've tried to protect him. He got sacked in the 60s mark, 62 I think times. But they've trades they're doing. I don't know what's going on with the Texans. They are, what I'd like to say, all in now. If they do not win now, they've got some serious problems.
Bill O'Brien, I wonder if that's a Belichick legacy that just feels he has to wheel and deal to that degree. Although, unlike Belichick, most of the time he's going for big name like Laramie Tunsil. I can't believe how the Dolphins let him go. We'll get onto them in a minute because they are, for all the wrong reasons, the talk of one of the big stories going into the season. Hope you enjoyed the Nat Coombs Show presented by Paddy Power Fantasy. There's plenty more where that came from. Just click subscribe to ESPN UK and you won't miss a trick.